goals to kick off the 3-3 weekend. Where's that offense really generated from tonight?
We've been seeing it a lot more lately. Obviously, we had a 20-goal weekend a couple weeks ago. Even last week, we didn't have as much success as you want on the road, but we scored 5, 3, and 2, and probably deserve more than 2. So we've been seeing this more consistently. Obviously, never expect to get 8, but I thought there's a lot of good offensive execution tonight. I thought we had a real strong commitment to screen the goaltender. I think we made the game hard on their goaltender in the first 2 periods with the amount of times we were in his eyes, taking his vision away, making his ability to track the puck very difficult, both on shots and passes. So that's important. That's a way to generate that amount of offense.
Getting right into the fight in the first game that he's in with you guys. I mean, is that kind of the style of play you're expecting from him?
We know he's a big, hard defenseman, right? And you never know. I know he's fought before, so that is in his DNA. But I thought he did a really good job. I thought he gave us hard minutes. I thought he competed. I thought he managed the puck well, and obviously to jump in there and have that kind of fight and handle himself so well in that fight and get the crowd going afterward. I think that says a lot. I think, Larry Pilot sticking up for Jiri Kulich, I thought was special to see. Shows you what a group we have. That was a dirty hit on Kulich that should have been called. It wasn't. Larry is not a fighter. He's given up probably 6-7 inches on the guy that he jumped, but I think that says a lot about what Larry stands for and what the guys in the locker room feel about each other.
Whenever you see, that kind of play at this time of the year too, how much does that excite you moving forward to see what these guys are willing to do to stay in these games?
Yeah, this group is certainly come throughout the year. We just, they care about each other. They practice the right way. They work hard. They treat each other well. And that's great. But then to start seeing this stuff more, we're seeing more commitment lately to blocking shots. That's one of the great signs of a team that cares about each other, because nobody likes to block a shot. It's a miserable thing to do. And we're seeing more times now that we're sticking up for each other. We had a couple fights in Laval in similar fashion. So it's good to see those things. Not that you need or want your team to have to fight, but if teams are taking liberties against you, it's nice to see the guys care enough about each other to stick up for each other.
How important was it coming in to get the first win of March here, going into a 3-game weekend?
Yeah, we're going to take the approach that we just want to win the day, and we don't want to worry about the standings. We don't want to worry about how Utica, Syracuse, Belleville, Cleveland, Laval are doing in their games. We want to worry about being great today. Win the day if it's practice, win the day if it's a game, if it's a recovery day, and try to take off the focus of looking at the standings every 30 minutes and seeing where you sit. That was a good start. I thought we had a good focused approach. That we had a really strong start, but then they scored first. And I liked their response to that, because we easily could have been up by 1 already. We weren't. That didn't discourage us. We just kept doing the right things. And I thought, the third got a little sloppy as it can in a game like that, but I thought the first 40 minutes were pretty good effort.
How do you feel about Byro lining up centering between the 2 rookies?
How did I feel about it?
Throughout the game.
Throughout the game? I think he had 5 points, right? Which I didn't know that he did. Somebody just told me that, which is amazing. I thought Byro was fantastic. I think he's been fantastic for most of the season. He's our leading scorer. He's our best defensive player. That just speaks volumes. Very seldom is your leading scorer also your best defensive forward. And the fact that he is just speaks volumes to what he stands for as a hockey player. I think Kulich and Rosén we felt they were ready for this, right? It's not easy. It's easy playing with Byro because he's such a good player, but you're getting harder matchups. So that's the hard part about playing with Byro. You're going to get their somewhere in their top 4 defensemen. You're going to get their first or second line. We just think the growth that we've seen in Kulich and Rosén since Christmas especially showed me and our staff that we thought they were ready for this. And we also think it gives our real balanced depth to the other lines as well.
What do you hope to what skills do you hope to bring out with Byro being lined up in between the two of them?
I think that's, Byro is a possession driving player. He wins puck battles at a really high rate. He pressures pucks. He comes up with turnovers. So most of the time, most of the lines that Brandon has been on in the last couple of years, that line has the puck a lot because how tenacious he is on it. Yuri and Isak have gotten tremendously better at those same attributes. And I think it's important to have a guy like Beersy can keep helping, and they're doing a good job of it on their own, but can bring those guys into the fight with them. He just plays so dang hard and so tenacious that you just can't help join him in that fight.
For a second half scoring, so your plan worked to split up the line and keep scoring points in depth.
Yeah, I appreciate them making me look smart. It's not easy to do. It's funny with lines. You have ideas in your head as a coach and a coaching staff, but it doesn't always come to fruition. I thought the lines tonight did a really good job. It felt like we had contributions offensively, defensively throughout our lineup. I thought Kisakov had probably his best game since in the second half of the season, which was great to see. Brendan Warren gave us huge minutes tonight. Mason Yaps was double shifting a lot after we lost Kasevich to injury. So we had a lot of contributions up and down the lineup tonight.
Seth, just a couple questions here. You mentioned that even before, tonight, you had seen encouraging signs as far as, that led to tonight's production. What were some of those signs that you were seeing that encouraged you?
In our team?
Yeah.
So we just feel the last 3 weeks of practice, and we're a team that we've practiced well all year, something we've been impressed with for how young we are. But the last 3 weeks in practice, we've seen a big jump in the energy and the execution, competitiveness, and the consistency of that. And then we've seen that translating the games. I think we've played now 11 in a row that we've either been pretty darn good or really good. Even earlier in the season, when we had a winning streak going, some of that, is Subban making 40 some saves, and that's sometimes that's fool's gold. So we just have seen a consistency to our practice habits, and then a consistency to us playing good hockey in games over long periods of time now that we've been feeling that this is, we got a lot of work to do, but we have been feeling that we've been trending in the right direction.
And you mentioned getting traffic in front of net, then in front of their goalie. But it seemed like tonight it wasn't just stationary traffic; it was that cross ice, side to side type traffic. Is that something there's been a concerted effort to work into your game further?
Yes, we work on. First of all, we work on trying to find the next play a lot in practice because goaltenders are so good now. It's not just good enough to get into the slot. Sometimes you have to get into the slot and then find another play from there. But we work every day on getting traffic on the goaltenders, on how to flash screen, how to properly screen, to tip pucks. It's something that maybe because I was a former goaltender, I know how miserable it is when teams do that against you. It's something that I just take great pride in, and it really ticks me off when we're not good at it. And I think we're getting better and better. We're not where we need to be yet, but we're getting better at it. And obviously you got guys like Brett Murray and Michael Mersch do a fabulous job of it.
And just last thing for me, the AHL deadline passed today. So this is more or less the team you're going to have, maybe barring some college or junior guys. But do you like what you have now going down the stretch?
I like our team a lot. I like what they stand for as teammates. I like what they stand for as human beings, how they treat each other, how they treat our support staff and our staff. And, I think we've got a lot of real good men that care about doing things the right way in there. We've intentionally not oversigned veterans to block our prospects. We did the same thing last year. We do believe we can win and play young kids. It's hard to do in this league, but we believe we can do it. We had pretty good success with it last year, and I think we're seeing a lot of growth in our young players right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.